Team Tamara would like to present How Are You Today? We believe this app will help transform the world one class at a time. John is 10 years. He's naturally introverted. He's suffering from a bout of depression, which has been about by the divorce of his parents. He's coping by socially withdrawing and perfectionism. We want to save John. Martha is a primary school teacher with 20 years experience. She wants to create a better world by equipping the next generation. She can usually spot when a child is struggling. She's only human and sometimes only realizes there's a problem when it's too late. We want to give Martha telepathic superpowers so she can begin the process of saving John. This is how the app works. It checks the well-being pulse of the classroom in the form of a homework assignment. Then, the responses allow it to track individual and class trends. Finally, the app suggests activities that create magic in the classroom. Now we'll switch to a live demo of How Are You Today?
So for How Are You Today, we built a model-driven app that is used by the teachers to input the questions that will be seen by the children on Power Portals. All the data remains in the Dataverse. So if I switch back now to the model-driven app, we can see here that as a teacher, I have the options to see the polls themes, questions, and question options. If I go ahead here and open a particular poll, I can see that I have related records where I can see the questions for this particular poll. I can always delete, deactivate, or create new ones, but in this demo, we're gonna just open an existing one. We can see we have a few options such as visible and change an image for this particular question, so the children can associate the image with the question if that's the case. We also have a visualization here for the particular options for this question. So in this case, we have anxious, happy, worried. We can see the count of how many votes were sent to this particular option. We also have images, and we can go drill down and open the particular question option and see more details information over it. If I switch back to the Power Portals, we can see that we have a unique URL where the teacher can identify the student in case he wants to see if a particular student is struggling. Because we have this unique URL, this parameter in the URL, we are able to track down the person who is actually voting. Otherwise, the application it can also be used anonymous if that's the case. As a children, I see the questions that are available to me. I have the chance to select even more than one answer if that's the case. And whenever I hit vote, the count we increase the count in the database for each particular question in here. Once the student is done, they click I'm done. We redirect them to a thank you page, letting them know that thanking them for sharing their emotions today, and the record is stored in the database. I'm going to switch back to Sumaila now.
Thank you. So these are the benefits of How Are You Today? It creates a habit of thinking about feelings and self-reflection for students. It also allows teachers to spot problems early. This is how we see the future of How Are You Today? We see a game-based interface with virtual reality options. Then we also foresee the possibility of adding real-time AI sentiment analysis and AI-generated uplifting feedback for each student. Then we also want to analyze interventions by teachers which are the most effective and then encourage them to be used more. We also believe an AI lie detector is very useful because sometimes students lie. Thanks. A vote for How Are You Today is a vote to transform the world one class at a time. Thank you.